Hi there, students. Argy-Bargy. I love this word. Okay, one of these rhyming compounds. It's a noun most commonly, but you can also use it as a verb. Let's see, an argy-bargy is a noisy disagreement between people. Yeah, maybe with some pushing and shoving and a little bit of fighting, but it's not an all-out fight. I think most normally argy-bargy is just some sort of verbal disagreement. So there was a lot of argy-bargy about the hotel bill because they tried to put things on it that we hadn't had. Yeah, so we argy-bargied, we argued for half an hour about it. Okay, so argy-bargy, allowed argument, allowed disagreement, but usually not really very serious. Yeah. um did you hear all that argy-bargy on the street last night? It woke me up in the middle of the night. Okay, so argy-bargy, noisy quarrel, wrangling between people. There was a bit of argy-bargy between the lead actress and the director because she said she wasn't going to do that. Okay, so yeah, most normally a verbal dispute, but it might end up with a bit of pushing and shoving and a little bit of physical violence as well. Okay, so argy-bargy. Yeah, I guess in the market there's normally a bit of argy-bargy between the clients and the vendors. Yeah, some sort of disagreement. Notice this phrase is British. Very, very British indeed. I have a feeling that the Americans wouldn't understand this one. Yeah. Yeah, there was a bit of argy-bargy about my dog going into next door's garden and defecating in my neighbour's garden. Yeah, there was a rather loud argument. Okay, let's look at the origin of this one as well, because it comes from a phrase Argle-Bargle, which effectively is it has the same meaning. I've never heard the phrase Argle-Bargle, or I'd never heard it until I started doing a bit of research into this video before I made it. So you can actually use Argle-Bargle, meaning the same thing, a verbal argument. Notice all of these are slang, and then there's the question of the spelling. Yeah, Argy-Bargy, various different spellings, and Argle-Bargle, again, various different spellings. But I think that's because it's slang. Yeah. And then the origin. Well, they say it comes from, it's Scottish, from Argle, which comes presumably from argue. Yeah, and then the bargy, maybe I always had the idea of to barge, to push somebody out of the way. He barged me out of the way, but maybe it's also in bargain, to bargain for something. So an argument about during the bargaining, and I can understand that. Two people arguing about price. Yeah, so argy-bargy, a loud verbal dispute. Yeah. Okay, so there was I don't want any argy-bargy about this. I don't want a falling out. I don't want a fight about this. Yeah, I don't want you scrapping about this. Okay, so argy-bargy. Formality. I think I'd give this a 3 in formality. Don't use it in an informal conversation and nowhere else. Yeah, it's a great phrase, but it needs to be a verbal one. And remember, it's British as well. Okay, so argy-bargy, an argument. What's all this argy-bargy about? Yeah, there was a lot of argy-bargy about what the Prime Minister had been there was a lot of argy-bargy in the press about the parties at 10 Downing Street during lockdown. Yeah, but if the fight becomes more serious, then you can't. It's got to be something a minor but very loud disagreement. Enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Argy-Bargy, Argle-Bargle.